Hey friends, Megan McIntosh here. Welcome to this video. Take two. I was on 2 minutes ago and you were hearing my audio a couple of times. So I wanted to come back on here, say hi, and talk to you about this topic that a lot of people come to me when they're coaching with me and ask me this specific question is, should I do a course or should I coach first? So I'm going to get to that. And it's really kind of complicated depending on you, depending on your audience, depending on your style of learning, as well as the people that you want to service. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Megan McIntosh, and it is absolutely humid out there, and it's thunderstorm, lightning. So if you hear some loud noises in the background, it's because right now we have a storm going on just outside, and it's quite dark out there. That's how thundering it is. I'm back from the cottage. I'm back in the city. I sort of did a swap with my sister and her family. I was up there and now she's up there with her family, and then we're getting some renters up there. So I probably won't be up there until the end of July or August. So had a great run. It was really good there, and just a bit more time in the city before I get to go back up to the lake. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I swear, working from home, working this summer, I never know what day it is. I'm like, is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Thankfully, it's Tuesday. So should you do a course or an online course, or should you specifically do coaching? By the way, if you're live, let me know. Drop a 1 down below in the comments if you're watching right now. If you're watching the replay, you can put a 2 down below. And if you're watching live, if you're here right now, where are you coming in from? What city, what town, what country are you from? Where do you watch from? I'd love to hear from you, where you're from. I'm actually just outside of Toronto in a suburb called Mississauga, just west of Toronto. And it's a city as well. It's quite a large city. So, all right. So coaching courses, what should you do? I know that if you're trying to build a business online, there's so many different ways that you can build a business, right? You can do ebooks, you could do courses, you can do coaching, you can do service-based items online, you can sell things, right? You can do eBay. What should you do? So for me, I'm a coach, right? So many of the things that I offer are specifically related to the coaching industry, although I have also coached people who are not in the coaching industry and they do other services. So I usually coach on, first off, find out who is your niche. So usually what I do is I find out who is your niche and you have a large audience. So that's the first thing I like to think about is really, how do the people that you're currently serving like to consume their content? And oftentimes people might not know in the beginning of their business. And so it's really, sometimes it does come down to what you want to give to your audience, but also maybe your financial situation. So let me dive deeper into that. So I offer right now at this time private coaching, and that is my main offerings. And I have mini courses. So that's sort of what I'm doing right now. If someone wanted to work with me, they would usually get into a 6-month coaching container with me where we work together for 6 months, one-on-one coaching. And then I also do intensive. So if they want to do more of a strategy type of coaching. So the coaching relationship with me tends to be mindset oriented sales and marketing throughout those 6 months, really helping someone either build their coaching business or build any type of business off the ground, service-based, usually online-based, social media-based. Or if they want to strategize, that's usually what the intensive is for. It's more strategy. Whereas the longer term is you doing the strategy, but then you're also keeping yourself accountable, keeping yourself in line, and creative brainstorming. And really, when you work with a coach, it's almost like you get the things done that you say you're going to do. In the intensive, it's more of strategy. So think about the length of the time that you want to work with someone, right? So for an intensive, which is usually 2 weeks straight, I'm not really going to be able to hold them accountable to their dreams and desires and what they want to do. It's more of a way of setting the strategy, looking at where they're coming from, looking at what they want to do, and then strategizing with them so that they can take that plan and take that plan with them. Whereas coaching, you do the strategy and then you help them implement that plan, right? So, what do you want to do with people? So, usually with private coaching, the key thing with private coaching is you are one on one. You're really working with them in their business. Oftentimes, at least I am. And when I work with private coaches, it tends to be where they're working with me in my business. A lot of their brain space goes into working on my business as well. I know whenever I'm coaching with someone, I feel like I'm thinking about their business outside of our coaching hours, right? So even if you're working with them where you're only maybe doing Zoom calls with them every once in a while, you're still with them in their business. You're still really thinking about them all the time and holding that space for them, that energy for them. So with one-on-one coaching, that's a lot of what it is really holding that energy, holding that creative space, and being that person that they can bounce back ideas from, as well as keeping them in that vibration, that high vibration. And then courses are a whole different ballgame, right? So with courses, I've offered mini courses. I've actually done a 6-week boot camp before, and some people offer masterminds. So there's all types of way of courses that you can offer. I've offered ebooks, I've done upsells. And what are courses for? Usually courses are where you aren't in the weeds with the person, right? So you might have a course where you pre-record the videos, where you create the content for them. A lot of my courses that I've done, specifically the mini courses, are videos I've done with strategy training. And so videos and PDFs. And oftentimes I also transcribe the videos. So if someone just wants to learn about the strategy in the video, they can read the transcription. And you can learn a lot from courses, and you can really understand a strategy, get really nitty gritty with the strategy. If it's a mindset course, you can learn about all the different mindset strategies. So I always think about courses as a way to learn a strategy, or learn a way to do something that you're then going to implement. Because a lot of courses out in the marketplace, they don't offer coaching with the courses. It's literally like an 8-week course or 12-week course, and you do the course, the person has pre-recorded the course, or maybe they have the group coaching program live. I've done actually group coaching programs live, which is kind of separate from courses, where a group coaching container is where you maybe do a course format where you have content already pre-done, or you make it do the content while you're doing the course, and then you offer coaching within that course, right? So I look at it like this, right? You start with the coaching, right? This is the highest level of support you can get from someone, is usually private coaching. Then it might be a mastermind, where it's very high level support, because you're still doing it in a smaller group container. Usually a mastermind might be 6 to 10 people within that group. And if it's a big mastermind, they might divvy up the amount of people per mastermind, and then you are able to get the courses and information and the training within that mastermind, and you really become close with people in the mastermind. So that's also high level support, because oftentimes you meet many times. Then you have the group coaching, which is usually not as long as a mastermind, and you do similar things as a mastermind. Sometimes group coaching is not as high level, in terms of the high level amount of touch, in terms of the high level amount of accountability, and the people that are there to support you. I've been in masterminds where there's more than one coach, and the support is really high touch. For instance, in a Facebook group, you get support, and you maybe get support through their course container where they keep their content, for instance, in a Kajabi, a Thinkific, a Teachable. So that's that, right? The mastermind and the group, the high level one-on-one, then the mastermind, then the group coaching, and then you might have a course, right? And I would put an intensive over here, which is one-on-one support, but oftentimes it's just strategy. And then a course is simply where that person has pre-recorded the content and you learn the strategy, but you don't necessarily have the support of a coach. So with all these different ways of providing online services, oh yeah, and then there's ebooks, right, which is more also could be a mini course. So what do you do? What is the type of service that you should offer? And I really think it depends on you and depends on your audience and depends on how you like to serve people. So I love to be one-on-one. I love to be in the trenches of the business of my clients. I really pour a lot of energy into my clients. And I really enjoy getting to know my clients and helping them with mindset issues, helping them go past their limiting beliefs, pouring belief into them. And of course, I have life coaching background and mentoring background when I was a sales trainer. So I just love working with someone to really see the change that they go through. And doing it one-on-one really is exciting for me to see that. So that's why I offer one-on-one. It's my main offering. Now, in terms of group coaching, I haven't done that in a while. I haven't done a group coaching course because anytime that you're promoting something, it's literally promoting a brand new business, right? Every offering that you have is a new business. So you have to put your marketing towards each thing that you're offering. So I want you to remember that whenever you're starting to think, I need to do all these different things. I need to offer all these different programs and products and coaching. You don't have to do that. The most important thing is realizing what is your zone of genius. What do you like to offer at this period of time in your life, right? Where you're at right now with your business and the type of support you want to give. It might change down the line. And in terms of courses, I like to offer courses to people that want to learn specific skills. So I do like to have courses on hand, but I really have mostly mini courses. Even though, excuse me, even though I have done boot camps and done group coaching programs, some of those I have not turned into courses, right? Oftentimes you see courses where people have turned them into other products. I really feel like if you're going to invest in creating a course, you have to know that course inside and out, and you actually have to constantly be updating your course. So imagine you're doing a course on Instagram or Facebook. You're going to have to be always updating that course with new information. Because the algorithms are always changing. Now, my sales courses are mini courses and I don't really have to update them. One of them has content from 2016, and the reason I don't have to update them as much is simply because sales is pretty much the same. Now, there are things that change in terms of how to sell on social media, but most of the principles and theories behind sales stay the same. And a lot of the ways to connect with people stay the same. So that's why a lot of my courses are on sales, because that's my expertise and it doesn't change as much. So that's another thing you want to think about is when you're offering a course, are you wanting to update it? Are you aware that that's going to maybe have to be part of keeping that course active? It's got to be something that you're passionate about, something that you know that you'll probably have to update over time to make it fresh, to make it being able to compete against other courses in your niche that are doing the same thing. So that's really the things that you want to think about. And also your audience. Oftentimes, if you have a very large audience and you're offering a course, it's going to be easy for you to sell a lot of the course, because usually courses are sold at lower price points than one-on-one and high ticket coaching, right? It's just the way it is. There's less high touch with the relationship with people. So of course you don't need to charge as much. So if you are going to do a course, the idea is you do want to get a lot of people into the course. So do you have a big audience? Do you have a lot of people that you think will be willing to purchase your course? That's another thing you want to think about. So audience is a huge thing. Otherwise, you want to make sure that if you're like, I want to go all in on this course is really important to me, I'm going to sell a lot of it, but you maybe don't have a huge audience. You want to start thinking about how do you grow your audience? And you also want to be really clear on who that audience is for that specific course, as I do believe that niche courses work really well. If you're selling them online, I would say that if you're selling a course, you want to really go niche, because people usually are searching for things to solve a problem with in their business. And they might say, oh, I want to learn this specific Instagram technique, or I want to learn this sales strategy, right? And so a course is really great if you're trying to niche and you want to teach someone a niche skill, but with that, you need to upgrade. So that's really the biggest difference between courses and coaching. I know a lot of people kind of get confused in the industry, like, should I offer a course? Should I offer coaching? Number one, when I coach with people, it really depends on their personality. I say, like, what is the time that you have? Do you like to do one-on-one? Do you really want to do something that's for a lot of people? And are you willing to upgrade your course? Are you okay with pre-recording things? Or do you want to make that a group coaching experience? Know that when you're launching a course that you really want to get a lot of people into the course so that you can make money from it, right? And so it's really looking at all these scenarios and not just jumping on the course bandwagon because everybody's offering a course, right? So many people online are like, just sell a course, just do a course on this or doing a course on that, but they don't realize all the different elements that go into making a course, thinking about redoing a course, thinking about refreshing the course, thinking about, hey, I have to market that specifically for that niche. I have to really love that topic because if I want to relaunch it, with a course, you probably want to just relaunch it more than once, right? I actually recommend that if you're doing a course or any group coaching program is having it so that you relaunch it, so that people, the more you relaunch the course and the more that you relaunch the group coaching program, the more people are familiar with it. And that is going to increase the amount of people that join that course or group coaching program or mastermind. I know this, I've seen this with my coach, with my mastermind, where they've consistently relaunched their mastermind or relaunched their group coaching program. And in the beginning, they will get lower numbers, but the more they relaunch it, the more people see the success stories, the testimonials, the more they see the branding for that course or that mastermind, the more people are likely to hop on in it. So if you are thinking of doing a course or a mastermind or a group coaching program, know that you may have to launch it a few times before it really gets traction in the marketplace. So those are the main differences, and that I talk to my clients about. And we go a little bit deeper into that. We go a bit into their personality, where they are at this period of time in their business, what they really feel they lights them up. My personal coach, who is a private coach, she only pretty much does one-on-one coaching. She has a small mastermind and two small masterminds, but it's not something that she really makes the most money in her business. She focuses on one-on-one coaching, and she's been doing that since 2016. And it's, her passion, and everybody knows her for private coaching. So one of the main reasons that I coach with her is because I also wanted to do a lot more private coaching, because it was the type of coaching that for me at the time in my business that I'm at, I love to coach privately. I love to really get in the weeds of people's business. And I think there's so many people right now offering courses and offering masterminds and offering group coaching, that I wanted to be someone that really is focused on one-on-one coaching. Because what happens a lot of the times is successful coaches, they offer one-on-one coaching, and then they switch over to group coaching, and they switch over to mastermind and courses, and they sort of phase out their one-on-one coaching because they do want leverage in their business. But there's other ways to have leverage if you do want to be a one-on-one coach, right? That you can do. So I don't want to think that you have to jump ship from one-on-one coaching. If it's something that you love to do, it's something that I love to do. I don't need to necessarily say, oh, I'm never going to do that again. I know so many people that do that. And so I want you to know that it's not something that you have to like push out and not do anymore. You can do whatever you want in your business. You can choose, and you can also choose when to do it. I hear a lot online where people say you should start with one-on-one coaching and then go to the group model or the mastermind or the course model and only practice on one-on-one coaching first. I actually disagree with that. I think that, yes, does it help to hone your skills one-on-one and know what you're doing in coaching first before you offer it in group setting? Of course, I believe that. But I also know that I actually started online, my online business with yoga teaching, right? So I actually, before I did coaching, I did yoga teaching. Now, I promoted online, but I did it in person. But I didn't start yoga teaching with one-on-one teaching. I started yoga teaching with a group yoga teaching. And one of the first coaching programs that I put out there was actually I did start one-on-one coaching, but I did a sales boot camp, a group coaching program pretty quickly in my journey of coaching. And I didn't wait a long time to test my coaching because I felt really confident in my skills already. that I could teach certain skills in a group coaching program. So yes, if you're confident, I wouldn't stress. I wouldn't say, oh, is there a time frame where I go from one-on-one coaching to group coaching? I don't believe there is. I think that if you're confident enough, you can do group coaching or a mastermind or do a course. You don't need to perfect your chops and perfect your coaching with one-on-one. However, you do need to know what you're teaching, and you do need to know that framework and that step-by-step process that you take your clients through, and be aware of that and understand that before you do the course or the coaching, the group coaching program. So thank you so much for watching. I wanted to make this a quick one and really get deep into the weeds of, should you do a course first? Should you do coaching first? Honestly, I know I didn't really answer with this one over this one. It really does depend, but I do believe that you can do both first, depending on your confidence level in your teaching, depending on, how long you've been in business, depending on your audience, and also depending on your personality. So it really depends on you. That's why it's so key to have a coach, right? When you have if you're not sure of these type of questions, if you're not sure of, I don't really know which one to choose, having a coach really helps you understand your personality and what would be best for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. Bye.